The wise man of the East, black man, makes his history or Quran to equal his home circumference. As the first of the year start with January 1st. And according to who? You.
Yeah.
Your history or Quran, because for every time there's a book. And that time in that book being the one that you write. We know the sign. It's many calendars, God. That's just one calendar that people get caught up in. That calendar being the Gregorian calendar, which 85% of the world utilizes to record their history in this day and time. The main reason for this is because many simply do not know that other calendars even exist. They have been led to believe that the Gregorian calendar is the only one relevant, because everyone is accustomed to traditional teachings that have been passed down from generation to generation. The Roman Empire is largely responsible for the spread and use of this new calendar, along with its celebrations and all its misrepresentations. Oh, you didn't know? Let me give you a brief history of how January 1st came to be the so-called New Year. Long before the Republic calendar used by Rome, original people have been observing and recording the planet's history. One of the main ways original people were able to record accurate time variables was due to their keen observation of patterns that occurred naturally on our planet, as well as the heavens above, which we now know as our solar system. See, they tracked and monitored the consistency of natural phenomenons, which over time allowed them to become more accurate and precise with their calculations and measurements. This helped original people understand the science of knowing what and how in regard to the planet Earth and their survival. One of the earliest known phenomenons that was recorded by original people is what's now known as the vernal equinox, which is a point in the Earth's travel around the sun where it reaches a position where sunlight is distributed evenly throughout the planet. This happens because sunlight shines directly over the Earth's equator, which causes an even number of hours in day and night, opposed to other phenomena such as the winter solstice and the summer solstice that create shorter or longer daylight hours. Therefore, this natural occurrence was seen as a natural reset that our planet goes through in its course around the sun. The vernal equinox happens roughly around March 19th through the 21st, which is in the spring. And given the renewal of vegetation, it's no wonder that original people welcomed the new year around this time. So what occurred to take this monumental shift of moving the new year from March to December? Well, you see, colonialism happened. The Roman Empire is largely responsible for this awkward shift in recording history, which strangely enough had nothing to do with scientific findings or reasoning. Nope, this new system was rooted in religious beliefs. The Republic of Rome and their calendar goes back to the first restructuring within the second king of Rome, who was called Numa Popilius, and he added the months January and February to the previous 10-month lunar calendar that they used to record their years, months, and days. Later down the line, in 46 BCE, Julius Caesar established the Julian calendar, which shifted the beginning of the new year previously celebrated in March to January, in commemoration to the ancient Roman god Janus, the god of beginnings and endings. This was also due to the month of March being associated with Mars, the god of war in Roman mythology. It also is why the year had got extended to 445 days in 46 BCE, which also caused Roman scribes to miscalculate the days and misplace the leap day every 3 years instead of 4, causing a huge miscalculation in the calendar. This miscalculation is what eventually caused the celebration of Easter to be pushed further away from the vernal equinox, which was one of the main reasons that the Pope decided to alter the calendar once again and establish what is known as the Gregorian calendar, completely changing what was agreed upon by the Nicene Council in 325 CE, which established the common observance of Easter on one specific day every single year. However, before the establishment of the Gregorian calendar, the church restructured the Julian calendar many times, where at one point they had even switched the new year to December 25th to reflect their religious beliefs of the birth of Christ. Eventually, however, in 1582, Pope Gregory XIII changed New Year's Day back to January 1st, which is why today New Year's is celebrated in January by majority of the population, approximately 85%. All around the world, people are letting off fireworks exactly at 12 o'clock, which is actually ironic since realistically speaking, the new day doesn't start until the sun is visible, because it is at that point in time when the earth has made a complete rotation on its axis. So what does that mean? That majority of the world has been fooled into miscalculating their years, months, and days. Think about this. Society has created this notion that change only occurs once a year, when the wise knows that history gets renewed every single day. And we write the history in advance by doing what? Being wise, calculated, dealing with calculations, precision, being precise. The only way we able to be precise is because we did the what? The knowledge. Like the God was saying, the who, the what, the when, the where, the how, and the why. Those are the modes of investigation that one has to go through.
Exactly, God. Definitely gotta do that, God.
In order to be right and exact.
Yeah, so we dive into the science of that knowledge degree, because remember, the wise man of the East, black man, makes his history or Quran to equal his home circumference. That's dealing with that 24,896 miles, approximately 25,000 miles. That approximation, that 25,000, even though it's 24,896 miles, that's also dealing with the science of the clock that you have, dealing on how we the 13th hour, the 61st minute, the 61st second, the 13th month. This video was brought to you by the 5% Nation and H-Medina and the H-Medina Media Group.